Oh man, just off the cuff. Yo, you ain't rough enough. Yo, this is Judas from Judas Plus. Don't let your ears betray you. And it's Judas plus fakes, flakes, and palm trees. Just hang in there. I'll get to all the points that I'm trying to reach. Okay, so number one, I was just wondering. I'm mesmerized by the gram. The gram mesmerizes me. And I'm wondering how, just can somebody explain to me, just how are all these women or girls affording these lavish excursions during like work weeks, especially if they live in Los Angeles, because it's expensive out here, like overly expensive. So I'm like, how are you going on vacations? Is your job that good? Are you making that much money? Do you have rich parents? I don't know, man. It's crazy. Do you live at home? I don't know. How are these women going on these extravagant vacations? And it's not just one. It's like they post 4 or 5 vacations on the gram. Like, does your boss not say something to you? Like, hey, were you in Indonesia last week? Um, were you in New Zealand? Were you playing with kangaroos? Like where I can understand like students. If you're a student, yeah, I can understand and you're between classes or whatever. Yeah, I can understand. But if you're past the age of 27, 28, and you're still going on these lavish vacations, I'm thinking sugar daddy. I'm thinking, because even rich people make their kids work, you know. So I'm like, man, it baffles me, how these girls, well, women, I guess they're women. Most women I know work, um, but just have these lavish vacations. It's like I don't get it. I'm not hating because I don't care. I like to stay in America. My plans are inner. There's really nothing in the world I'm trying to discover. I mean, I might start vacationing. Well, I'm in a place I can really do it. But I'm like, man, either your credit card is maxed or even though it's really none of my business. Well, it is my business. It's everybody's business. If you're putting it on Instagram or Facebook, it becomes my business. And if it's there so I can see it, then I'm going to question it. So don't get offended. If you're offended, then there's something in you that's making you get offended. Now, do I care? No, not really. I'm just questioning. It's just something like, why is water wet? Even though somebody told me water's not wet. Where did I go? I was actually working someplace and this guy told me water was not wet. And I researched it and I mean there's different schools, but just the fact that this moron was even a little right. Is water wet? Maybe somebody can help me. Is water wet? This guy said water was not wet. It's when you touch water, your hand is wet. So I don't know. I always thought I was a really smart person until that happened. And I thought, man, I need to stop smoking that ganja or drinking the Mike's Hard Lemonade. Anyway, so yeah, I don't understand these vacations. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe you get a deal on flights, or maybe you know somebody who works for the airport. My friend Caleb, who's a big flake, DMs me all excited. He's like, "Hey man, let's go to Japan. I work for the airport, and I can get us buddy passes. Buddy passes are, I think, complimentary tickets from people who work at the airlines. And I was like, yeah, man. He's, well, get a passport. I'm like, oh, passport. Anyway, then he disappeared. So, Caleb, if you're listening to this, and you're probably not, you're a flake. That's why I didn't get a passport. Because I knew you would not follow through. So why should I run off, get a passport, pay money, get a picture taken for you to flake and disappear in Idaho? You're the only black man in Idaho. You're the only black Mormon in Idaho. And black Mormon contradicts the actual statement. Read your own literature. That's all I got to say about that without becoming offensive. Anyway, but I mean, Caleb is a low level flake, like low level. So it's okay. I mean, I don't care. He's from Sacramento. They don't know any better. Sacramento is like one of these cities. It's like a country city on the West Coast. Picture like Macon, Georgia, with all the government buildings. Because when you go to Sacramento, that's all you see is government buildings, and there's some old West thing there. I don't know what it is. It's it's disturbing. It's like this old West town. They call it Old Sac, which you shouldn't call anything Old Sac. I don't want to go any place that's called Old Sac. It just sounds horrible. I don't want to go any place that's called New Sac, Sacramento. You're a boring city. You don't deserve a basketball team. You don't. No, I'm messing with you. This witch I know who used to cast spells on my coffee at this downtown cafe. I won't say the name in this podcast, but eventually I will put some kind of spell on my coffee, man. And I didn't find out she was a witch till later. I read her Twitter and it said she was a witch. She gave me signs and hints, but so listen, really watch when you go to these nouveau cafes, when you go to these she organic restaurants, they hire a new sort of batch of these spiritual people, a lot of tattoos, a lot of weird symbolisms. Really try to get a gist of who the employees are because they're touching your food and they're serving you drinks. Let me ask you a question. If you were sitting down to have a nice meal and your waiter was a serial killer or a reformed serial killer, would you let him bring you your food? Okay, that's all I got to say. Marinate on that. Jeffrey Dahmer is your waiter. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Charles Manson's the cook. So really, this new age, especially somebody who is into these new age, these Wiccas. Even Wiccans, if you're listening to this right now, white magic, black magic, it's all the same. I don't even know how I got into this. Okay, let me backtrack, jump backwards. This is Judas Plus. Fakes, flakes, and palm trees. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing. Fakes, 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 fakes. Okay. When you come to Los Angeles, primarily the Hollywood area, you're going to see a lot of people are very fake. Most of the time, it's not the native Californians. It's not the people from here. I mean, it is, but they're fake in a different way. I'll get to that in a second. From what I know. Okay, maybe I'm fake too. We're all fake, I think. So maybe I'm also fake. But here's what I'm trying to say. That you go walk out Hollywood of the Valley. You have all these pretty people, exotic looking, wearing really nice clothes and, really nice haircuts. And look, man, nobody cares really what you do out here. They only care what they see. You can meet a beautiful woman out here who's a model, actress. Usually, you only see women like that in casting sessions. You rarely see them in the wild. But and they come from all countries. It's not just America. I mean, you got these beautiful women from all countries. I mean, women you've never seen before. I mean, so but many times you see a woman out here. She might be riding the bus. She probably lives in a studio with three other people. She might be couch surfing. She might be, but that doesn't matter because it's all how she presents herself. She'll probably get into the hottest Hollywood parties. Celebrities will meet her, and she'll look like she's a Kardashian. But many times these people are struggling more than most because I mean, in Hollywood, in the Valley, it's mostly service jobs, waiters, waitresses. That's it. Because you're really trying to be an actor, actress, musician, anything in the entertainment business, a full time job is death to your dream. You're done. You work a full time job, you're done. There's it's almost impossible. And I know this from personal experience. It's almost impossible. It's morning, sorry. To pursue your endeavor and work a full time career. It's with traffic and everything, and good luck. So many times people have to pick up part time jobs. Most part time jobs are service jobs. Waiters, waitresses, security. Maybe some jobs are illicit. I don't know. Maybe some people might be escorts. I don't know. I mean, there's stories about John Travolta back in the day, allegedly. Allegedly. I don't know it to be a fact, but so what you see might actually be what it is. Like you might see this. I mean, a lot of guys out here just playing the other side of the fence. A lot of guys are personal trainers, or they say they're personal trainers. They're just in shape dudes who take people to the park and make them exercise. That's it. That's all they are. It's not a personal trainer. A personal trainer is certified, usually works in a gym, and has a clientele, which there are a lot of those out here. Most of them are actors trying to get in as well. Um, but how much money can you really make being a personal trainer? I mean, really. If you have a large clientele, probably. But we'll get to flakes in a second and how the flake nature can sometimes affect your money. Okay, so when you come out here, you can't always look at what you see and believe it's reality because it's based upon the entertainment industry. And if you ever walk on a movie set, if you ever walk on a porn set, if you ever been to a makeup room, if you've ever met an actual celebrity in person, you see it's all not real. It's all fantasy. So you have a air and spirit of fantasy. So when you're in a certain place, you pick up certain traits. That's all it is. Because you don't want to know how a movie's made. You don't care. When they're shooting a scene, you don't care what kind of film they're using. You don't care the set. You don't care that sometimes actors stand on boxes to look eye to eye with actresses. You don't care that sometimes a scene is shot with bright lights, but they can make it look like night in post. You don't care. You just want to watch the movie. Well, It's the same thing out here. People don't care. They don't care what you do. They just care that you look pretty in that moment. And you don't ask me what I do, and I won't ask you what you do. It's most of the new people who come out who ask, "What do you do?" Because they hope you can help them with their career, which nobody can help you, and nobody will help you because you're competition. You're competition, everybody out here. Why should somebody help you? Why? Well, because you're pretty? Because you're handsome? Because back in Charlotte, North Carolina, you were Miss Charlotte, second place. So now you're in LA and now people are supposed to help you? Nah, man. That's that. That's a distorted mindset. That's a narcissistic mindset, which that'll eat you up. Anyway, so it's not really people's fault they're fake because you kind of got to play the game. I know everybody says, "I'm so real, they're so real." No, you're not real. You know you're not real. So that's the people who come out here and fall into the entertainment trap. You got to, honestly, what it is, you have to form a character. And that character has to catch on, and people have to like that character, you know? Because to put you through that rejection, because anything you try to do that a lot of people want to do, you're going to get rejected. Hard rejection, multiple rejections, constant rejections. So, how can you, John Doe, take those rejections before you crack? No, you have to form a fake persona. So, that's why many people out here have fake personas because they can't put their real persona out there to get abused by the spirit of rejection and abuse. But sometimes that fake persona becomes their real persona because it's the fake persona that everybody's digging. Like Andrew Dice Clay. I've actually seen Andrew Dice Clay in a pizza shop in Sherman Oaks. It was an okay pizza shop. When you say pizza in LA, ah, Mulberry pizza is very good. Um, but no, California pizza many times does not match East Coast pizza. Well, Philly pizza. I, I just eat really pizza from Philly, New York. And I know somebody hit me up. Hey, they have a Mulberries down here in Florida in Orlando. So what? I don't care about Orlando. I really don't. I lived in Florida. Yeah, it was a cool state. It's a weird state. Um, it got hot and boring quick, but I have nothing against Florida. It is what it is. But I don't care that there's a Mulberries in Orlando, Florida. That does not make Orlando, Florida any cooler. Orlando, Florida is basically Sacramento with theme parks. That's all it is, and a college. They have a college down there, a university, and I guess a college too. I don't care. Why are we talking about Orlando? Oh my gosh. Uh, Fake persona. So people have to form a fake persona to take the abuse of rejection. So many times when you meet somebody, you're meeting their persona. And that includes the way they dress, that includes who they are. Because who you are is sacred. And many people don't want to put that out there. That's why when you might meet an athlete, because it's all entertainment, football, basketball, it's still entertainment. I mean, it's not sports, it's entertainment. But when you meet these people in public, it's like, man, they were nothing like they are on TV. Of course they're not. That's their fake persona. You're meeting the real them. The them they keep away from people. The them, the them. Oh my gosh. It's not like I'm from Orlando, Florida. So it's very popular. So that's why when they say people are fake out here, It's not necessarily a bad thing. You have to be fake out here. It's when you put too much into it, when you expect too much out of someone. Okay, remember, you're talking to the fake persona. So if they promise you something, that's the fake persona. If they say they're going to do something, that's the fake persona until you get in that little bubble, if they ever let you in, if they haven't gone too far. When you start to meet people in their 50s or late 40s out here, and they're still kind of struggling, sometimes that fake persona and the real persona have already intertwined and become one. So they're borderline crazy because they don't know who they are. Okay. Now let's talk about native Californians and how the East Coasters, they're fake. It's not really fake. It's passive aggressive. You see, LA in the Southern California area does not work on aggression. East Coast, everything's in your face. Everything is it is what it is. Out here, it's not. Everything is very passive aggressive. The person smiling in your face the most is probably the one who dislikes you the most. It's just you can't be aggressive out here. You can't be, they don't like aggressive. They don't like loud. They don't like boisterous. They don't like pushy. Passively, aggressively, you will be assassinated behind the scenes. Your character, everything about you will be taken down. And then you kind of be set up to fall. Because you've already shown, listen, it's like when you're too aggressive out here, it's like you're reaching. It's like you're reaching. So in a martial art or boxing, that's what you want, is somebody to reach and miss. Then you tag that chin. You tag that face. Same thing out here. They catch you reaching in an aggressive way. That's all they need to file a complaint, to get you fired, to get you arrested, to get you in trouble. Oh, I wasn't doing anything. And they just, right? I mean, they're very aggressive. They're very angry. They're very violent. Okay? It's very passive aggressive. So you have to be careful, because a lot of times people are saying things. Okay, a popular thing out here, because nobody really wants to be held accountable. Really, it's accountability. I was talking to somebody yesterday. They're from Virginia, well, Pittsburgh, around that area. Virginia, Pittsburgh. Well, Pittsburgh, then Virginia. They said nobody wants to be held accountable. It's like nobody wants too much responsibility because they don't want to be blamed for not following through for some reason. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe everybody wants to party and relax because in an atmosphere out here with palm trees and sunshine and hard work days, like the work days out here are just as hard as New York City. I don't care what anybody says. LA is just as hard as New York. I've lived on the East Coast and the West Coast, and the West Coast is just as hard. Traffic just as bad. Okay, people grinding just as hard. So saying that, nobody wants to rock the boat. Nobody wants to lose their job. Nobody wants to get caught in mess, chaos, or trouble. Everybody just kind of wants to live easy breezy. So you might talk to somebody. For example, hey man, do you like this shirt? Just very simple. Hey man, do you like this shirt? Yeah, man, it's really cool. Wow, it's a really cool shirt. But no, I wouldn't wear it. And you know, it kind of fits you bad around the waist. Now, which one is it? Is it what you said before, or is it what you said after? In one class I took for communications, it said when you listen to anybody speak anything, when somebody says a statement, then says but, everything before the but, you need to take out because they didn't really mean that. It's everything after but is the true feelings they have. So you get a lot of conversations in California or LA. I don't know about California, but LA you will. Or San Francisco is the same way. That's the natives. Hey, do you like this? Blah, blah, blah. But, da, da, da. Hey, have you eaten there? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I've eaten there. Oh, man, their food is so extravagantly prepared. But I wouldn't pay those prices. Plus, their steak's a little underdone. Okay, which one is it? Okay, which one is it? It's like that double-sidedness. Okay, but hey, everybody has their thing. You go to Philadelphia, they're just mean. They're just mean people. So they're just going to give you a hard they're going to give you a hard answer, or they're going to lie to you. So that's Philly. Philly's just going to give you a hard response or lie. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Lying is also being fake. So if you go to Philadelphia, everybody lies in Philadelphia. So that's fake. Okay. It's the same thing. In Hollywood, people wear their lies, live their lies. Outside in LA, people speak their lies. In Philly, people just lie. You can't lie. They're lying, scheme for a drink of water. Hustle. Low budget hustling, not even high budget hustling. And it trickles over into New Jersey. Trickles over there. So, okay, but let's talk about flakes. Flakes. Because that's a big thing out here is flaking. People will flake on you in a New York minute. To get the pun, since we're not in New York. Okay. They will flake. They will leave you high and dry when you're supposed to do something. And like I said, since it's passive aggressive, if you come at them aggressively, that's what everybody will see. Hey man, where were you yesterday? Calm down. Why are you getting so mad? Wow. Why is he so mad? You have anger issues. Boom. Flip switch. You're the angry person. I can't work with you because you're so angry. Not saying that happened to me. I don't get pulled in traps that easy. So flakes. Many times it's people don't like to say no because of the passive aggressive, and no is very negative. As a matter of fact, no is negative. Yes is affirmative and no is negative. So nobody kind of even likes to delve into the negative world, even a little. So they say, yeah. I think even in like Latin American countries, somebody was telling me, I had a friend tell me, because a lot of people in Southern California are from Mexico, Latin America, South America. I mean, a lot of people. And a lot are mixed. They have some kind of Latino in them. So he told me in Latin American culture, people will say yes, and they still won't show up, or they're still flake, or they say they'll do something and they won't, unless you really press them to follow through. And this is somebody told to me from Guatemala. And I think somebody else told me that from El Salvador, that it's like time is not big in Latin America. And kind of, your word is not, you're not really held to your word. It's kind of just like a formality. Hey, you come help me, cook dinner? Yeah, I'll be there 5 o'clock. The person never comes to 8 o'clock to eat. I was told this. Okay. I don't know if it's true. I know everybody's different, but this is what was told to me. But that's a common practice in Southern California. It's common, you know. Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, I'll do that. Flake. I mean, it's just not Latinos, it's everybody. But it's a very heavily Latino influenced area. So, you know, I don't know if that's part of it, but a lot of people just flake. Maybe it might be the traffic because you might want to do something, get caught in traffic, and this will be closer. Like you might want to date a guy, but this guy lives closer. A lot of people base things on proximity. So if you're not, if you, they have to hit that 405, the 91, the 110 to come and see you, then they're not going to do it. They're going to pick the closer person because traffic out here is maddening. It's insanity, but it's bad all over. It's bad in Atlanta. Atlanta had horrible traffic. I said that in another podcast. New York, why people drive in New York, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. So a lot of people flake out here. A lot of people would choose the better offer, the closer person, and the better event. And it's, when you have a passive aggressive society, it's kind of like you're protected to do that. If you are held to your word, you would not do that. In New Jersey, if you do that, you're looked down upon and you become that person, that dude that people can't rely on. And it becomes like a reputation. But I'll tell you this, I've had a lot of people come out here and visit. And they tell me, hey man, I'm going to meet up with you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Hey man, 90% of them flake. When I try to set up different projects, many people who join me in these projects are not from LA. They're not from California. They're from Chicago. They're from Texas. They're from Minneapolis. And they flake. Oh, by the way, really, I don't care if people come out here and don't visit me. I really don't want you to. I moved to California for a reason. So if you're really from my past, unless we hooked up and you're still kind of fine, there's no reason to check me out. I'm okay. I'm doing fine. If the entertainment career was taking off, I would definitely not hang with you because we're just different people and different circles. And I would definitely wouldn't have time. But instead of visiting me, go to Santa Monica, go to the Griffith. Unless you're somebody who we kicked it before or you're trying to kick it now, or family. There's only two people who didn't flake on me who came out here. One was my brother and his family. We all hung out a day. And another was somebody I used to kick it to in high school, and they were horrible. They turned my stomach for ever meeting anybody from where I'm from again. So if you're from New Jersey, if you're from University of South Florida, if I know you from my past, you're on my Facebook, you're on my IG, we're good. If I come to your state, I'll check you out. Don't worry about checking me out here. I'm doing okay. All right. Everything's good. So I just hate to be tour guide and I hate to, you know, be that person. So I don't flake. Don't worry about it. But don't tell me you're going to come out here and have me clear my schedule for a day and you decide you flake. I've had people I grew up with, friends, boys, come out here and flake, or come out here and call me on the last day when they're here. Say, hey man, I'm in California. Can you meet me right now? No, man, I can't meet you right now. It's a fake and a flake. It's a spirit. I mean, people, it got to be a spirit. People come out here and they flake, or they're already here and they flake. But what it is, in really truthful terms, is you have a lack of humanity. You have a lack of empathy, and you lack responsibility. Because like a teenager flakes. A grown person should not flake. I mean, you should live by your word. Your word should mean something. Your word is who you are. So if you're flaking and faking, do you know who you really are? Do you? Maybe not. Either way, I don't care. If we're not kicking it, or you're not giving me money, who cares? It's just some thoughts. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to inspire anybody. I'm not trying to beat up a city or an area. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me. I could go on and tell flake stories and fake stories all day, to nauseum. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm a little fake. I really don't flake. I may be a fake in a ways. I find it's necessary, kind of like a defensive mechanism, but it is what it is. Okay, and here is to wrap this up, because I didn't want a long one, but I got to start. This will probably be like a midweek podcast. I have longer ones on Monday, the midweekers on maybe Thursday, maybe even end of week Friday. So what's the next one? The next one is palm trees. Now, what is LA known for? Their palm trees. Did you know palm trees are not indigenous to the LA area? Palm trees are actually from Hawaii, and they were brought over here and planted. Now, I just rattled off, I don't know how long, about fake. So you gotta think, if a place brings trees from another place and plants them and kind of says that's our thing when it never was your thing, then that kind of tells you what you're dealing with. But then again, I love palm trees. They're cool. I mean, it was a great idea. But, it's like New Jersey getting a pile of redwood trees. Then we put that on all our postcards. Hey, come see our big trees. Not saying New Jersey has postcards, because there's nobody vacationing in New Jersey. And if you are, you're a sick person, you're running from some kind of law enforcement, do not vacation in New Jersey. There is no place to vacation in New Jersey. So many better things to do. Anyway, that's all I gotta say today. Hear that plane, but it's just a conversation at a coffee house. You have a green tea latte. I'm drinking water because I don't even feel like buying coffee this morning. So anyway, this is Judas signing off. But maybe I'm not signing off. You've been a great audience, but